a lot of these products early on were heavily tech, right? They required an IT staff to implement, to run, to modify. And today we're moving towards tech that is much more user operational based. How could the buying process, selling process, implementation process be better for companies when they look at this stuff? And one thing that came to mind is the jargon, right? There's so much IT tech jargon that is spouted out there. How do you see that impacting the buying cycle and even the implementation journey?
Well, I think what happens is that we all know this saying: people buy from people they like, know, and trust, right? They buy from people they like, know, and trust. So what happens by default is when we use a lot of tech jargon, I think that is a sales tactic to confuse people so that they default to the like, know, and trust factor. Well, I like you. I know you, and I don't necessarily know if I trust you because I'm confused on the process. So I'm just going to buy this because you have two of those three, right? I like you, and I know you. But I think what that impacts is we have more technology as we have more vendors enter the space that actually take the time to educate buyers on, hey, this is what the process is. This is what this looks like. This is what you need. This is what we're going to start to see is a lot of vendors not be able to keep up because they are selling based off of jargon there, and it doesn't make sense to the average consumer and buyer. The average consumer and person who's moving into this decision making role is you're millennial now, right? So if you think about your call center directors, your IT people who are now making these buying decisions, they are you're selling to a millennial who I don't care about the tech jargon. I care about, can this do what I need it to do? And so unless you can educate me on that process, because we have so much information at our fingertips now, right? If you just you hear people say it all the time, oh, I'm going to go to Google University, right? So they have so many pieces of technology or information at their fingertips that if technology companies don't start educating on the particular discipline, then you end up with technology companies that are irrelevant, or their sales aren't doing as well. And so I think we're seeing that even more so now with the technology companies that are doing that. They're starting to educate on the process. This is what customer experience looks like. Let's redefine what employee experience looks like, and starting to have that more consultative approach and education approach, because all the technologies, we're trying to solve for the same thing. So it's not like we're creating something mythical here, right? We're trying to do the same thing. So the technology companies, we're trying to do the same thing. Educate me on how to get there as the average consumer. That's what I'm hearing.